The Lakers lost to the Thunder. They were up by 19 points. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander brought the Thunder all the way back and got them a win.
Well, a couple of things. The Lakers are going to have problems defending the best point guards in the NBA and containing the ball off the dribble.
That's a good point. No Caruso.
That's going to be an issue all season.
Good point.
The other thing I want to make sure, the young athletes like Baisley and Dort out there just giving youthful enthusiasm and energy on a Thursday night in the NBA during the regular season. And that's when people say they're an older team. That's a perfect example of what I mean. Yeah, if this was a 7-game series, they'll dust.
But
OKC,
they just played the Rockets, and now they're playing the Thunder, and there is a youthful exuberance and energy that those two teams bring to the court that the Lakers can't match in a regular season game that they might not be up for, especially without LeBron James.
And that's where I was going. So in the offseason, when we say a squad is old, this is a perfect example of why I say, yes, they're my clear-cut favorite to win it all, but by no means were they going to be the first or second seed.
I think that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Because, first off, LeBron needs to rest and load manage. I'm pretty sure, I think he said he's dealing with a back issue. AD played really well, and Carmelo shot the ball okay. He had 21 points or so.
Carmelo's great.
I know, Carmelo balling. But again, also, if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, this is what I like about sports. You ready for this? What happened the last time they played in OKC when the Lakers was up 24-26?
Came back and won.
Okay, you remember the last play?
Yeah.
What happened the last play?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
The sideline out of bounds play where Rajon Rondo threw the ball in the Baisley.
Oh, right.
And Baisley went and dunked the ball. Right. Now, see, this is what I like about sports.
And then Westbrook got kicked out and he got mad. And now they come back, and you expect the locker room to be fired up to get revenge. And you know what happens? They got up by 19. I watched the game. They got up by 19. They shifted down into third gear and said, we're going to coast our way into this victory, and the Thunder weren't having it.
That's just what I love about sports. You can't underestimate the underdog. You know what I mean? They were on the road. They were down 26, you said the first time. They were down 19 this time and still fought their way back in and got a victory.
Another game in the NBA last night that I was absolutely shocked by the result is the Celtics. They had the players-only meeting. They beat the Magic, and the Heat, to me, are the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. I'd chalk this up as a huge win for the Heat, and it went the exact other way.
I want to give props to Ime Udoka and the Boston Celtics because they challenged themselves defensively. And see, when you go against a team like Miami, you can't just beat them with skill. You got to beat them with will. You got to fight them. And that's what Marcus Smart was alluding to. And so players like Al Horford and Marcus Smart bring them that level of toughness, right? And the Heat couldn't do anything offensively from the field. From three, they shot poorly from the free throw line. So literally, I think they scored less than 80 points.
There's 78 points. I don't have to look it up. That's the lowest the Heat have scored in 3 years. To hold the Heat team with the weapons that they have to 78 points shows a real dedication and commitment to defense in this game.
They kept Tyler Hero in single digits. He had been playing really well. And again, and I want to shout out Robert Williams, too, because if you notice on a lot of those plays, he's the one closing up the paint, being a rim protector.
But this also wasn't Tatum and Brown scoring 60 points.
No.
When we're getting them the victory. Tatum had 10. Yeah. Brown had 17. He left the game.
Effort and tenacity.
Great win for the Celtics. It seems that I'm not going to overreact. You know I like to overreact. But it seems like they have turned this around a little bit recently. Jalen, our colleague Baxter Holmes interviewed over 70 current and former employees of the Suns organization and wrote a 7,500 word column about the owner, Robert Sarver, and the toxic work environment that he has created there. There are many allegations of racism and misogyny and just creating what seems to be a very, very toxic workplace there in Phoenix. What is your reaction to this report?
So clearly never to paint a broad brush, but what I've learned to do just as a minority of black men in America is to understand that there were two different Americas, right? There's the America that the people who are 55 and over lived in, where there was segregation, where black people had to, cross the street when white people were coming, and we were basically looked at as less than, right? And there was a lot of separatism. Now it's a lot more inclusion, right? And based on now the young people and the way that they're going to move us forward, they want to see us in one accord. So when I see an older gentleman that has privilege, that owns a team, that's speaking the way he's speaking, it doesn't surprise me, fam, at all. I can't lie.
So what do you think happens next? Like, can Adam Silver remove him from the team?
I don't believe so. I don't think that he's going to lose his team based on some of the things he said and or based on what these allegations ultimately are going to lend to. I don't think that they're going to force him to sell the team.
Will players go to the Players Association and sort of and pressure them to make the league do that?
Yes, I believe they'll try to do that. And coincidentally, the former president is on their team, Chris Paul.
Yep.
And I saw a couple of the excerpts, and one of them about Draymond Green is extremely disturbing. Basically, he was upset that Draymond got a chance to say the N-word and he couldn't. Right.
It was like that. He got one of the players in the Suns got a tech for using the word, and he said, "Why can Draymond use it? Why does he get to use it?" But he said, "Get to use it in a way that like." My son says, "Why does she get more dessert than me?" Mm-hmm. It was like he wanted to use it, and there were so many allegations of him using that word. It wasn't just once or twice. There were multiple different allegations that, to me, that means he used the word. Like if 12 different people said it, no matter what you say.
And again, like I am not surprised. As you know, I played for the Suns, so clearly I played for him. And I've been in contact with a couple of people that was a part of the organization and whatnot. And I knew this story was going to come out or whatever. But I don't believe that they're going to now say that. I don't believe that I believe they're going to try to get him to sell the team. I just don't believe he's going to sell the team.
As a player, would you play for the Suns again knowing this?
No.
Really? Do you think that this will affect free agents going to Phoenix?
Yes.
So you think like a Jay Crowder, for example, wouldn't go to Phoenix after the report like he did before the report?
See, the one thing that has changed in professional sports is we have more information, we make more money, which creates more power and leverage. That's really the game. And so since that exists, it's going to be really uncomfortable for him to function based on those allegations. But we've seen other owners, the Houston Texans owner, has similar, has his own allegations per se.
Yep.
And then you saw some players willing to play, not willing to play. But you know what else I noticed? Every Sunday they still field the team.
They do. And this Sunday, the Packers will be playing the Chiefs, and the Packers will be without Aaron Rodgers, and this is going to be a very intriguing game. Can the Chiefs get right? Can the Packers win without Rodgers? We'll let you know right after this. You're watching Jalen and Jacoby.